Hi, I'm Ross Waddell, and I'm the developer of the Wonderfest Contest Entry Management System, and this is version 1.1. So, I thought I'd lead you through 6 tutorials that show you how to use the application, building up to the final step, which is preparing for the contest awards ceremony. Split into 6 parts mainly because YouTube has a limit of 10 minutes per show, so I needed to split it into finer segments. Well, let's get started with part 1. So the Wonderfest Contest Entry Management System is an Access 2003 application designed by myself and Brian Ludden to manage everything you need to do in a contest, specifically a model contest. Its features include it's fully secured. Only authorized users with a user ID and password can log into the application and see the data. There's a quick data entry screen to really speed up the initial model entry process. Only the bare required fields are presented to you. There's a powerful searching form which lets you find any model entry record by year, by entry number, by table number, model name, etc., modeler name. And if you have a digital SLR or webcam and you plug it into your laptop or PC, you can programmatically take photos of the models and associate them to the model records. There's a judges form which lists the entries by table, so one sheet for each table, for the judges to process. So for each model entry, there's a checkbox next to it for merit, bronze, silver, and gold. Finally, I guess the big point of this application is to generate the list that's read out by the Master of Ceremonies, as well as the PowerPoint presentation slide deck, which shows the winning models to the crowd. And then finally, there's a winners report, which is structured and formatted very much like what you post to your website. You can save that report as HTML, give that to Lee, and you can use that to update the website very quickly. So let's jump into the application prerequisites and the installation. We'll go through a test installation. So you need to have Microsoft Windows XP on the machine you're going to install the application, and that's simply because the Windows Image Acquisition Library, which I use to capture the photos from a digital SLR or a webcam, for some reason Microsoft only supports that on XP, not on Vista or 7. Because this is an application that it's Microsoft Access 2003 application, naturally need that installed on the PC itself. That comes with Office 2003. And in case you're wondering, yes, no, it does not work with Access 2007. The changes to the UI in 2007 are so great that it would need a fair amount of rework. There's a service pack to the underlying engine for Microsoft Access, but I wouldn't worry about that. That's usually installed by a service pack to XP. And then finally, PowerPoint 2003. That's optional. You only need it on the machine for which you generate the PowerPoint presentation, but you don't need it on every machine. So if you're going to split up the data entry process, that you don't necessarily have to have 2003 on all of them, so it doesn't stop the installation. So let's talk about the installation. It's a single file that you can download from my Google Docs. It's called setup.exe. Within that setup.exe, it installs the client or front-end Microsoft Access 2003 application. That contains the forms, the reports, the code, as well as the back-end or server database file. And within that, I've included the contest records and entry photos from the 2009 year, just so you can see an example of what the records look like. There's a custom controller wrote in VB6, and that's used for the search screen, and the VB6 runtimes that's required to use that controller are also installed. There's a template for the PowerPoint presentation. As with any Windows program application, it installs a desktop and program menu shortcuts, as well as an uninstaller and a log file that shows everything that was installed in case for debugging purposes in case something went wrong. So let's just run through a typical installation. So don't worry about this. This is just PowerPoint is giving a warning that I'm trying to run an exe. And here we go. So this is the welcome screen to the installer. It was written using Nullsoft Scriptable Install System. You don't need to worry about that. Just click Next. Here it does the prerequisite checks, and it shows you what verified and what didn't. The only thing that didn't verify was PowerPoint 2003, although it indicates in brackets that I do have 2007 installed, which is true. It says it's not verified, but it doesn't stop you from continuing. And in fact, this application will work with PowerPoint 2007, so never fear. If you click next, you get to the license agreement. So the intellectual copyright is maintained by myself. However, Wonderfest can use this application in perpetuity with no charge. It's freeware for Wonderfest. You can use it as long as you like, no charge to you. You click agree, and then you get here. You can change the default folder, or you can just accept it. I'm going to click next, and this is the program menu shortcut it's going to create. Again, as a default, I'm just going to click install, and then it shows you everything it does. Next thing you know, it's done. And that's it. It's installed and ready to run on this laptop. Here I'm just showing a screenshot of the Windows Explorer, which shows the folders and files it installs in the default location. You can see the uninstaller there, as well as the actual client file, which is called wfs_contest. That has the forms and the reports and the code. Inside the server folder is the actual database file. Here's what the program menu shortcut looks like. You can see it's got the uninstall right off the program menu, in case you want to uninstall it, as well as the shortcut to the application itself. So that's it for part 1. In part 2, we'll talk about initializing a new contest year, and then we'll carry on. So join me for part 2.